Manchester City 6, Manchester United 3. Total demolition, total destruction, and this is where what we call an election in here onto the Rokani Media Football. I'm here to react to this loss of United. I've already done my bit onto the United Matters channel. You can as well find it there. But I'm here to talk about City because the other channel, I'm so much talking about a team which goes by Manchester United and the wrong things they did in that game of football. Now here, I'm here to talk about City and how they really beat us by 6-3 in their face. So, today City showcased another level of perfection or being clinical, because today I don't believe that City need to drop a sweat to beat Manchester United. Why? Ten Hag got it wrong, especially at the beginning of the game. He went with Scott McTominay in the midfield area and Eriksen, and because they had thrived against Liverpool and Arsenal, he thought that maybe they would have gone ahead to do the needful against a side which goes by the names of Manchester City. Man City not having Rodri, I really got a glimmer of hope knowing that, alright, they aren't going to stop us a lot when you're really going to pass through their midfield with the help of a man who goes by the names of Eriksen, because Eriksen has been one of the best players of United ever since the season started, and he played very, very well. But as things turned out, it turned out to be a humiliation. It was a total shock for me because in this game of football, we always have four lines of defense. The first line of defense are the forwards. The second line of defense are the midfielders. The third line of defense are the defenders. The fourth line of defense is the goalkeeper. Now, the first line of defense was pressing high up the pitch, and the midfield was really scattered. Scott McTominay was scattered. Eriksen was scattered. Bruno was too scattered. And when you look at how we considered all these goals, it was because we were not having a defensive cover. That defense was not shielded. That's where we did so much open like that, because Ten Hag had went in for a technique or had gone in for a plan of Anthony to shock Man City by really not tracking back to help Diego Dalot, and he decided to tell Scott McTominay to go ahead and really help Dalot. Now, the midfield too that really came in here to defend or protect the back four are Eriksen and Bruno. And when had they ever done it? Have you ever seen these two doing it, covering the back four? That is where he really got it wrong. And if at all he wanted to go with that system, it would have been better to play with a double midfield pivot of maybe Scott McTominay and Casemiro, such that Casemiro would have been left in a single pivot because he plays it very well, and then Scott McTominay drifts back to what we call the right back to help Dalot, you get, and then Bruno and Eriksen just come in to add on their effort in the midfield area. But Pep found it easy. By the end of the first half, he had scored 4 goals against Manchester United. Haaland 2, Phil Foden 2. And in the second half, it was the same old song. Though they never scored 2 each, they scored 1 each to make it 6. And United got a response from Anthony, very good goal. Martial coming back from injury, scoring a header and a penalty when he was brought down in the box by Cancelo into the 18 years box area of Man City, and Martial made it 6-3. But obviously, it was a humiliation. We've been beaten badly, and we have to admit that we got the tactics wrong. I believe that this is going to be a very good lesson to Erik ten Hag, and I really believe that a bad beginning makes a good ending, and this is where you really have to go on and really talk to these players and ask them, what were you doing in the field of play? Because Man City aged United in every sector. But when Erik ten Hag brought in Casemiro, Freddy, Anton Martial in the second half, those 30 minutes they played, you really saw a different team of United. Meaning that he is really a very good student of his losses, because after losing to Brentford, he came back and really won 4 games in a row. And if at all we can go ahead and really win 4 games in a row, obviously, we can really happen and really get back to the winning ways. Obviously, that is a man who goes by the names of Eric Ten Hag, and Man City has gone ahead to really demolish United badly. Erling Haaland, 3 hat-tricks. 3 hat-tricks at Etihad consecutively. In the previous 3 games played, he has scored what we call 3 hat-tricks at Man City, at Etihad. It shows you how good this guy is. And he never needed to beat Lisandro Martinez to score these goals. The header he scored was because Rafael Varane was out, and Rafael Varane was a factor, but let's not hang so much on Rafael Varane, because what caused all these games is the midfield being trash. The midfield being trash is what caused all these goals into the United goal. Haaland, Phil Foden having a very good day, and Haaland has now scored 14 goals in 8 games. 14 goals in 8 games. This guy might hit 20 goals in just 10 games, meaning that we'll be left with 28 games. Can he break the record of the highest Premier League goal scorer? Because I see him, he can hit 40. He is going to score such goals in very many games because he's good with his foot, he's good with his head, and he has gone ahead to prove to us that he can do it at a level that most of you don't even think can go ahead and do and demolish a team. Haaland is a different breed of striker. Let me prove to you that this guy is going to go on and really do this. Because when you really bring out such stuff, people will say Rokani is just excited about this guy because he's gone ahead to really humiliate United. But let me show you the next fixtures of City. Let me show you the next fixture of City, and you're going to get to know what I'm talking about. And you're really going to get to know the real meaning of this guy who really came in from Borussia Dortmund, and he's really doing great. I decided which goes by the names of Man City. Sorry about that. Now, after winning United 6-3, leave alone the Champions League games, City is hosting Southampton over the weekend on the 8th of October. Then they are playing Liverpool at Anfield on the 16th of October. This will make it 10. And they are playing Brighton. And their last game in the Premier League, they are playing Leicester City, right? Not so? So I believe by the end of October, Haaland would have hit 20 goals. He would have. I fancy him to score against Southampton. I fancy him to score about this Liverpool defense. I fancy him to score against Brighton and against Leicester. He's going to do it. And in just 12 games, this guy would have already hit 20 goals. Left with 26 games. Tell me why he's not going to score 40 this season. He's going to score it because City keep creating chances for this guy. Now, City are closing in on Arsenal. 8 games played by Arsenal, they're having 21 points. City is having 20, just 1 point behind a team which goes by the names of Arsenal. City are really doing great. And Arsenal's next fixture, they're having Liverpool at home. If they don't really beat Liverpool, then City will go back on top of the table. And I don't know what's going to be like when City really gets back on the top of the table, because it looks like they are really a very threatening side that has gone ahead to really show us that they are really good at what they do and they are really doing the best they can. For Manchester United, I think we have to accept in a rebuild, all these expectations are really possible. And do you know why it made a lot of news when you lost to Brentford 4-0? Because Brentford is below average Manchester United. But when you look at City, City has been doing this for a lot of time. They beat Arsenal, was it 4-5-0 at Etihad? You get? The only team that survived them, I think, was Liverpool because they drew 2-2. But many teams have suffered there at City. So, let's wait and see what is going to come next. But United is playing Everton away next on Sunday. Then Arsenal is going to be playing Liverpool. Man City is going to be playing Southampton. But in the midweek, we are going to the Champions League. And let's wait and see what is going to happen in the for you. Man of the match for me is Haaland, because Haaland has scored 3 goals and put up 2 assists. Now, he has 3 assists in this season. That is the man who goes by Haaland. Meaning that in just 8 games, he has 17 goal involvements. Guys, this is weird. This is weird. And trust me, he's going to outscore very many people that are really not in here for you. And there is a stupid prediction I really made about Haaland, Gabriel Jesus, and Anton Martial. I thought that Anton Martial was going to keep fit, but he has not kept fit. But he has just returned and scored a brace. Gabriel Jesus has 5 goals, but I believe they can really go ahead and really score 20 goals a season. Those are some of the strikers I really think they're going to score 20 goals a season. For Haaland, it's done. It's done because he's left with just 6 to score. I think he's going to score even 40, 30 plus a season in the Premier League. Gabriel Jesus, for the very first time, I fancy him to go ahead and really score 20 goals a season in the Premier League. Anton Martial, I really believe he's going to go ahead and do this because in this United side that is really so much reliant on him, he's really going to score goals. You saw him today. 30 minutes on the field of play. 30 minutes on the field of play, he scored 2 goals. The other player I talked about to score 20, Hurricane, it's usually is going to score 20. He has already scored 7. Sterling has like 3, 4. I think he can average 20 a season in the Premier League because he's really so much pivotal into that Chelsea side, and they're going to rely on him a lot this season. Song Heung-min scored a hat-trick against Arsenal. Let's wait and see whether he can really go ahead and do it. Salah, he'll do it. Darwin Núñez, I thought he would go ahead and make it, but I don't believe he's going to go ahead and make it. But obviously, Man City have beaten United 6-3 at Etihad. It has been a game of 2 halves. The first half was taken over by Man City, and they scored 4 goals. Second half, United scored 3, but Man City had gone on to score more 2. So, City is really still running, and they never needed to go on and really put in a 4th gear to really win this game. That's what I told you at the beginning of the video. They never broke any sweat to win this game of football. Pep Guardiola showing exactly what he's all about, and obviously he has gone ahead to school Ten Hag what the Premier League is all about and what happens if at all you have one of the best world central defensive midfielders on the field on the bench and you don't really start him. He has gone ahead to lose the game of football in that way. Manchester United, if you want to know more about it, I think I've talked a lot onto my channel, United Matters channel. The video is already there. It's close to 1 hour long. But Man City is really on the run, and they're really going in the Champions League. And I think Haaland, the season so far, he has 17 goals. Add on the 3 as well in the Champions League. Obviously, you expect him to be one of the highest scoring scorers in the world. And I think he might win a Ballon d'Or while at Man City because he might be the missing jigsaw in the puzzle of Pep Guardiola to win the Champions League. And obviously, if he had Haaland in the game of Real Madrid, maybe it would have been a different score altogether. So, is he the missing piece in in Pep Guardiola's jigsaw to win this game of football? Obviously, he might be because he's scoring in goals for fun. Then the referee, I believe he got it wrong onto the Dalot foul, giving him a yellow card in just 3 minutes. For Malaysia, it was okay because he really got hold of Foden because Foden was really going to approach the defense of Manchester United. But the rest of the thing he did right. I think he did right. He controlled the game very well. And City had a lion's share of the possession. They had 55. United had 45. Close to 600 passes completed by City. Close to 500 passes completed by Manchester United. But the game was won in the first half. Ten Hag really did a very big mistake that saw United really lie back into the result. And obviously City brought United down and beat them by 6-3. Thank you guys for watching in. I'm waiting for reaction in the comment section below. We've been beaten by Manchester City 6-3, and obviously Haaland with a hat-trick and Phil Foden with a hat-trick. I hand you over to the mighty Lord. I sign out for now. See you later.